Why are you standing here without an umbrella? Minjun asked, voice sharp under the heavy Gangnam rain. I could ask why you even stopped, Ha-yun shot back. You don't help people. Everyone knows that. I wasn't helping. You were just blocking the way. Then drive around me. I tried. You didn't move. I didn't see your car. You saw it. No, I didn't. You're drenched. And whose fault is that? Yours. Mine? You walked straight into traffic. I didn't. You always do reckless things. You don't know me. I don't want to. Then go. I can't. Why not? Because you're shaking. I'm fine. You're not. You care now. I don't. Then why are you still here? Minjun hesitated, rain sliding down his jaw. I don't know. Ha-yun looked up, eyes trembling. Then don't pretend you're heartless. And that was the moment everything collapsed. If you're feeling this, subscribe for more stories. The rain eased into a softer drizzle, leaving Gangnam's glass towers blurred like half-faded memories. Minjun didn't speak again, just pushed an umbrella into Ha-yun's hands before turning away. She watched him walk off, tall, distant, the kind of man who never looked back. But he did. Just once. Ha-yun felt her chest tighten. She wasn't supposed to notice things like that. She was just a part-time designer at a small Myeongdong cafe, running between shifts and subway stations, barely keeping her days together. Men like Minjun lived in a different world, the kind with chauffeurs and private elevators. She shook the thought away and headed for the bus. The umbrella still smelled faintly like his cologne, cold, clean, expensive. The next morning, Seoul was washed bright, the streets near Hongdae buzzing with early chatter. Ha-yun tied her apron ready for another shift, but whispers started the moment she walked in. He's here. Who? The CEO from last night. He's sitting by the window. Ha-yun's heart tripped. No, you're mistaken. Why would he? Before she could finish, she spotted him. Minjun. Perfect suit, unreadable expression, a cup of Americano untouched in front of him. His eyes locked onto hers like he'd been waiting. She froze. He stood slowly, walking toward the counter in measured steps. About yesterday, he said. Ha-yun swallowed. You didn't have to come. I know. Then why? Minjun didn't answer immediately. His gaze traveled across her damp hair tips. She'd rushed here, again forgetting to dry it properly after the morning rain. You forgot this. He placed the umbrella on the counter. Ha-yun blinked. You came all the way here for an umbrella? I don't like loose ends. It's just an umbrella. Not to me. Why not? He opened his mouth, then closed it again. I don't know. Their eyes met, and something shifted between them. Something quiet, something neither of them knew how to name yet. Jisoo, her co-worker, leaned close and whispered, Are you two involved? We're not, Ha-yun blurted. Minjun's jaw tightened. We're not. But the way he kept looking at her, steady, focused, said otherwise. Ha-yun tried to escape to the back room, but Minjun spoke again, low and surprisingly hesitant. Can we talk after your shift? Talk? About what? Yesterday, today, everything. Her pulse jumped. I don't know if that's a good idea. He nodded once, but his eyes dimmed, just slightly. I'll wait anyway. And when she returned to the front counter, he was already settling into a seat by the window, prepared to stay as long as it took. A sudden wind rattled the glass. And that was when someone unexpected walked through the cafe door. The bell above the cafe door chimed, and Ha-yun felt her stomach drop. Ji-hoon stepped inside, her ex, her almost something, the boy who left without a word 2 years ago. His hair was shorter now, sharper along the sides, but his smile, that hesitant, guilty smile, she remembered too well. He froze when he saw her. Then his eyes flicked toward Minjun, who was still by the window, posture stiffening as if sensing competition the way storms sense lightning. "Ha-un," Ji-hoon said softly. Her throat tightened. "Why are you here?" "I came by last week. They said you weren't working. I wanted to talk." "There's nothing left to talk about." Min-jun's gaze sharpened. He watched every small tremor in her hands, every unsteady breath. Ji-hoon stepped closer, lowering his voice. "You look tired. Are you okay?" Before she could answer, Min-jun stood. "She's working. If you're here to cause trouble, come back later." Ji-hoon turned, eyebrow raised. "And you are? Someone who doesn't want her uncomfortable. You don't even know her. I don't need to." The cafe air thickened, customers pretending not to listen but completely invested. Ha-un stepped between them. "Stop, both of you." Ji-hoon softened. "I really just want to talk. And I'm saying now isn't the time." His face fell with quiet defeat. "Then, after your shift? Just 5 minutes." "I can't," she said, barely above a whisper. Ji-hoon exhaled, glancing once more at Min-jun before leaving, the door closing with a cold click behind him. Silence settled, heavy, unsteady. Jisoo leaned over, whispering, "Girl, what is your life right now?" Ha-un forced a breath. "A mess. A total mess." She wiped the counter, but her hands were shaking. Memories she'd buried under work hours and subway rides started resurfacing. Nights waiting for messages that never came. Apologies that never arrived. Min-jun approached slowly. "If you don't want to talk later, I'll understand. It's not about you. I know." His voice softened. "But it affects you." She looked up. His eyes weren't cold today. They were searching, cautious. "Do you still have feelings for him?" Min-jun asked. "I don't know," she whispered. "I don't think so." "But you're not sure?" "No." He nodded, jaw tight but patient. "Then let me wait, not as you're anything. Just here." Her chest ached in a way she didn't expect. A group of customers walked in, and Ha-un stepped back to take orders. But her mind kept drifting. Ji-hoon's sudden return, Min-jun's steady presence, the storm she hadn't prepared for. Outside, clouds gathered again over Myeongdong. The sky darkened, low and restless, and that was when a message popped up on Ha-un's phone that made her heart stop. The screen lit her face with a pale glow. "Ji-hoon, I'm not leaving until we talk. I'm waiting outside." Her breath hitched. She stared at the message until the letters blurred. Why now? Why today? Why when her life was finally not stable, but at least predictable? Behind her, Min-jun noticed the way she froze. "Is it him?" Ha-un nodded weakly. "You don't have to go," he said. "It'll be worse if I don't." He didn't argue, he didn't push, but something in his expression darkened, like the sky just before a downpour. Ha-un slipped off her apron, ignoring Jisoo's wide-eyed stare. The cafe buzzed around her, voices blending into a muted hum. She pushed through the door into the cool Myeongdong evening. Ji-hoon was there, leaning against the lamppost. The moment he saw her, he straightened. "You came," he said, relief washing over his face. "Only for a few minutes," she said. "Say what you need to say." He stepped closer, rain threatening again in the heavy air. "I'm sorry for everything, for disappearing, for hurting you." Her throat tightened. "Why now?" "Because I thought giving you space was the right thing. But it wasn't. I should have fought for us." Ha-un swallowed hard. The words she'd desperately wanted 2 years ago felt strangely distant now. Inside the cafe, Min-jun watched through the window, arms crossed, jaw clenched, trying not to show the storm forming inside him. Ji-hoon continued, voice trembling. "I still don't say it," she whispered. "But it's true. Please, don't." He inhaled shakily. "Then at least tell me this. Are you seeing him, the CEO?" Her eyes widened. "What? No." We barely know each other. But he looks at you like, stop, she repeated. Ji-hoon's gaze softened. I just want another chance. A real one. Rain started falling, slow at first, then heavier. People rushed by with umbrellas, leaving the two of them standing alone in the drizzle. The cafe door swung open behind them. Min-jun stepped out. He approached with quiet, controlled steps, rain tapping against his shoulders. Your shift isn't over, he said to Ha-yun, but his eyes were locked on Ji-hoon. Ji-hoon scoffed. So you're her boss now? No, Min-jun replied calmly, but she looks uncomfortable. That's not your business. It is, Min-jun said, if she doesn't want to be here. Both men looked at her. Her heart pounded. She didn't know what she wanted. She didn't know what she was supposed to say. Ji-hoon's voice cracked. Please. Min-jun's was quiet, steady. Just tell him the truth. Rain drenched her hair, her clothes, her lashes. She felt cold, confused, and suddenly completely exposed. She opened her mouth, unsure of what would come out. And that was when a shout echoed down the narrow street, cutting through the rain and freezing all three of them in place. The shout came from the far end of the alley, sharp enough to slice through the rain. Ha-eun, is that you? The three of them turned. Hee-jin, her roommate, her no-filter, chaos-loving best friend, came running with a convenience store bag bouncing against her side. She skidded to a stop when she saw the scene. Ha-yun drenched between two men who looked ready to rewrite her entire life. Her eyes widened. Oh, wow, okay. What exactly am I interrupting? Ji-hoon sighed, frustrated. Min-jun straightened, his expression sliding back into that unreadable CEO calm. Ha-eun wanted to melt through the pavement. Hye-jin, she whispered, please not now. Oh, now is exactly the time, Hye-jin muttered, stepping closer. You didn't answer any of my texts. I thought you died. I'm fine. You're in the rain in the middle of a dramatic triangle. You're not fine. Behind them, Min-jun cleared his throat. She was talking to him, he said, nodding at Ji-hoon. Ji-hoon bristled. She chose to talk to me. Under pressure, Min-jun countered. You don't know that. I know she didn't want to come out here. Their voices sharpened again, tension crackling like static. Hye-jin held up both hands. Okay, stop. She's not choosing anything right now. She hasn't even eaten dinner. Ha-eun almost laughed at how true and how painfully typical that sounded. The rain thickened, running down her cheeks like cold tears. She hugged her arms around herself. Min-jun noticed first. He stepped forward and gently draped his suit jacket over her shoulders. Warm, heavy, expensive. Ji-hoon flinched, hurt flickering across his face. He gets to do that now? Because she's cold, Min-jun replied simply. Someone should have noticed. Ha-eun felt breathless. She didn't ask for this, any of it. Hye-jin linked her arm through Ha-eun's. Let's go home, you can talk tomorrow. Ji-hoon reached out slightly. Ha-eun. Min-jun stepped closer. She doesn't owe you anything tonight. Lightning flashed in the distance, brightening their faces for a split second. Ji-hoon desperate, Min-jun restrained but burning. Ha-eun caught in the middle, lips parting as if to speak. But she didn't. Hye-jin tugged her gently. Come on. Ha-eun finally moved, letting Hye-jin pull her away from the storm of emotions behind her. Both men watched her go, one aching, one unreadably silent. She didn't look back. Not until she reached the corner and felt a sudden vibration in the jacket pocket. Her hand slipped inside. A phone. Min-jun's phone, and that was the moment her heart stopped all over again. Ha-eun stared at the unfamiliar phone glowing inside the pocket of Min-jun's jacket. For a second, she and Hye-jin just stood under the flickering streetlight, rain falling in thin silver lines around them. Hye-jin blinked. Tell me that's not what I think it is. It's his phone, Ha-eun whispered. Of course it is. because nothing about your life is normal anymore. Ha-yun exhaled shakily. He must have left it when he gave me the jacket. Call him. I can't just... You have to. CEOs lose phones and entire companies catch on fire. Ha-yun swallowed. Her fingers trembled as she pressed the power button. The lock screen lit up, Seoul skyline at night, cold and beautiful, followed by a notification banner that made her freeze. Director Woo Jin, we need your approval before midnight. Hee-jin's eyes widened. Oh my God, that's like business. I know. Stuff that costs more than our rent. I know. Ha-yun's heart thudded. She needed to return it tonight, somehow. Ye-jin squeezed her arm. Then go. I'll text you if Ji-hoon stalks around the neighborhood like a broken puppy. That's not helping. Just being honest. Ha-yun took a breath and ran into the rain, Min-jun's jacket clinging to her like a protective shield. She spotted him halfway down the street, watching traffic with that rigid posture he used like armor. Min-jun, she called. He turned quickly, too quickly, eyes scanning her as if checking she wasn't hurt. You forgot this, she said, holding up the phone. He walked toward her, steps long and urgent. I thought I dropped it near the cafe. His voice was low, strained. Thank you. He reached for the phone, and when their fingers brushed, something warm passed through her despite the rain chilling everything else. You should go home, he said softly. It's late. Are you okay? She asked. He hesitated, a crack in the cold mask. I don't know. She nodded, understanding more than she expected. I'm sorry if today got complicated, she whispered. It wasn't your fault. But you looked angry. Not angry, he said, just... He stopped himself. Never mind. She waited. He said nothing more. Cars rushed by, spraying light across wet pavement, reflecting in his eyes. Ha-yun, he said quietly. Don't meet him alone again. Her breath hitched. You don't get to decide that. I know. His voice tightened. But I don't want you hurt. She stared at him, stunned. Was Min-jun, the man rumored to be heartless, worried about her? I'm not fragile, she whispered. I never said you were. Then why? Because you looked like you couldn't breathe when he showed up. She froze. The honesty in his tone, the sharp attention he gave to the smallest changes in her expression. It was too much. I should go, she murmured. He nodded slowly. Good night, Ha-yun. She turned, steps uneven on the wet street, but halfway down the block her phone buzzed in her pocket. Her own this time. One new message, from an unknown number. We need to talk, tomorrow, alone. She felt the chill crawl up her spine, because the number wasn't Ji-hoon's, and it definitely wasn't Min-jun's. The contact name read Hyun-soo, Seoul HQ. She didn't know who that was, but he knew her, and that was the moment the real trouble began. Ha-yun barely slept. She kept staring at the message from the unknown number, Hyun-soo, Seoul HQ, until the screen dimmed on its own. She didn't recognize the name, the tone, or the quiet authority behind it. But something about it felt too deliberate, too connected to everything that happened yesterday. Morning arrived with pale sunlight leaking through the curtains. Seoul was already awake, cars rushing past, footsteps echoing in the hallway outside her apartment. Hee-jin peeked into Ha-yun's room, hair a chaotic mess. You look like you lost a fight with your own brain, she said. I might have. Is it the ex, the CEO, or mystery guy? All three, Ha-yun groaned. Hee-jin flopped onto the bed. Okay, so, problem 1, Ji-hoon, emotional landmine. You should avoid him until your soul stabilizes. Noted. Problem 2, Min-jun. She raised an eyebrow. He cares, like, actually cares, which is terrifying. Ha-eun's face warmed. He doesn't. He does. Trust me, I've watched enough dramas to diagnose this. And problem 3, the text, Hee-jin finished. Call back? No, Ha-eun said quickly. Not until I know who he is. Her phone buzzed again, making both of them jump. Hyun-soo, 11 a.m., Han River Park. It's important. Hyejin's eyes widened. Girl, what kind of plot are you living? I don't know. Ha-eun whispered, panicking. Do you think it's dangerous? I don't think so. But why would someone from Seoul HQ want to meet me? Unless it's about Min-jun, Hyejin said slowly. Ha-eun froze. No way. But the idea clung to her like static. By late morning the sky was clear, but the air carried a restless chill. Ha-eun walked toward the Han River, the water sparkling beneath the sunlight. People jogged, couples strolled, families picnicked. It looked like a peaceful scene, but her chest was tight. She spotted him near a bench under a line of bare trees. A man in a black coat, tall, sharp-eyed, early 30s. He looked like someone who knew more than he ever said. Ha-eun? He asked, voice steady. Yes. I'm Hyun-soo. I work directly under CEO Min-jun. Her pulse jumped. Oh, I didn't know. You weren't supposed to. His eyes softened just slightly. But something happened last night that concerns us. Is it about his phone? No. Min-jun got that back. It's something else. He studied her expression. Something or someone you met. She blinked. Ji-hoon? No. A strange coldness crawled through her. Then who? Hyun-soo looked around, ensuring no one else was close. There's been unusual activity around our company for weeks. Someone's been following Min-jun, trying to get close to his personal life, his vulnerabilities. He paused. Last night, a person matching your description was photographed with him. Photographed? And sent anonymously to HQ. Her stomach dropped. Why? We're trying to identify who's behind it and why they targeted you. I know, he said calmly. You're not in trouble, but I need you to be careful until we understand the situation. Her breath trembled. Does Min-jun know about this? No, not yet. Why not? Hyun-soo exhaled. Because he reacts strongly when it comes to people he wants to protect. Her heartbeat skipped. Protect. Before she could process it, Hyun-soo continued. If anyone contacts you, anyone unusual, you call me immediately. He handed her a card. Don't meet strangers alone, not even people from HQ unless they're verified. This is a lot, she whispered. I know. He stepped back. I'm telling you because you're already involved, whether you meant to be or not. She stared at the card in her hand, feeling the weight of a world she never asked to enter. Hyun-soo gave a small nod, then turned to leave. But before he took 2 steps, he added quietly, and Ha-eun, the person behind all this. They were seen near the cafe, watching. Her blood ran cold. She pressed the card to her chest as he walked away, and that was the moment she realized she wasn't just in a love triangle. She was in danger. Ha-eun walked along the Han River until her legs felt shaky, trying to steady her breathing. Hyun-soo's words echoed in her head like a warning bell. Targeted, photographed, watching. None of it felt real. She was just a barista in a Myeongdong cafe, a girl who bought convenience store ramyeon and paid rent late half the time. Why would anyone target her? Her phone buzzed again. She jumped, but it was only Hyejin. Hyejin, are you alive? Ha-eun typed back. Barely. Coming home soon. As she headed toward the nearest Seoul subway entrance, her thoughts twisted in knots. Should she tell Min-jun? Should she pretend nothing happened? Should she confront Ji-hoon? Everything felt too big, too fast. The subway arrived with a rush of warm air. She stepped inside, holding the metal pole tightly as the train rocked forward. People around her scrolled through phones, half asleep, completely unaware that her entire world was spinning apart. She pressed her forehead against the window. Her reflection looked scared. Protect, that was the word Hyun-soo used. Protect her. Was that why Minjun stopped in the rain that night? Was it instinct? Something deeper? Something he wasn't ready to admit? Her chest squeezed. The train doors opened at Hongdae. She stepped off, heading up into the bright afternoon. But as she reached the street, someone fell into step beside her. She turned sharply. Ji-hoon! Her breath caught. "How did you—" "I waited," he said. "I needed to talk to you." "Ji-hoon, I can't do this right now." "You're shaking." His voice softened. "Did something happen?" "No, please don't follow me." "I wasn't—" He stopped, realizing how wrong that sounded. "Okay, I'm sorry, I feel like something's going on, and I want to help." "You don't have to help me," she said, stepping back. "But I want to." His voice cracked. "Let me be there for you this time." The ache in his eyes was real, familiar, dangerous. But before Haun could respond, a sleek black sedan pulled up beside them. The window rolled down. Minjun. He didn't look at Ji-hoon at all, only her. "Get in," he said quietly. Her heart hammered. "What? Why?" "You shouldn't be walking alone right now." Ji-hoon tensed. "She's with me." "She doesn't look safe with you," Minjun replied without raising his voice. "Get in, Haun." "I can go home by myself," she said, though her voice trembled. Minjun stepped out of the car, suit crisp despite the wind. "Did someone contact you? Someone strange?" Her eyes widened. He knew, or he suspected. Ji-hoon looked between them. "What is he talking about?" "Nothing," she whispered, panic slipping into her tone. Minjun noticed instantly. "Haun, what happened?" "Nothing," she repeated, but tears prickled behind her eyes. I need space." A beat of silence. Then Minjun stepped closer, slow, controlled, but something fierce burned behind his eyes. "Space won't protect you," he said softly. Her breath broke. His words weren't cold. They were terrified. Ji-hoon moved in front of her a little, as if shielding her. "If you're threatening her, I'm trying to keep her safe." Minjun snapped, for the first time losing control. People nearby started glancing their way. Ha-un shook her head, overwhelmed. "Please, both of you, stop." Minjun exhaled, forcing himself calm. "Ha-un, get in the car, just for a minute. You don't have to come with me anywhere, but I need to talk to you, privately." She hesitated. Ji-hoon whispered, "You can talk to me too. You don't have to go with him." 2 men, 2 worlds, and danger closing in around her. She closed her eyes for a second, then she made her choice. She took a step toward, and suddenly, a loud crash echoed from behind them, shattering glass, screams. They spun around. A motorcycle had slammed into a street pole only meters away, its driver gone, as if they'd jumped off before impact. But something glinted on the ground beside the wreck. A small camera, pointed directly at her. Her blood ran cold, and that was the moment everything spiraled out of control. Você disse, "Okay, Kdrama Roteiros disse, 9K drama style, ultra-realistic young Korean characters, Korean facial features, Seoul urban aesthetic, natural emotional lighting, Asian drama look." 16.9. For a second, no one moved. The sound of the crash hung in the air, sharp and metallic, echoing down the Hongdae street. Hagun stared at the fallen motorcycle, the tiny camera lying beside it like some discarded secret. Ji-hoon grabbed her wrist. "We need to get away from here." Minjun stepped forward, stopping him. "Don't touch her." "Someone just crashed a bike right in front of us," Ji-hoon snapped. "She's scared." "I know," Minjun said. His voice dropped to something low and lethal. "Which is why you need to let go of her." Ha-un pulled her wrist free on her own, stepping back from both of them. Her heart pounded, like it was trying to escape her chest. People began gathering near the wreck. Someone called for the police, but nobody paid attention to the camera except the 3 of them. Minjun knelt, picked it up carefully, too carefully. His expression tightened, jaw locking. This wasn't an accident, he murmured. Ji-hoon scoffed. How would you know? Min-jun turned the camera over in his hand, tapping the side with his thumb. Because this model is used for close-range surveillance. It's not sold publicly. Ha-yun felt the ground shift under her feet. Surveillance? Of me? No, Min-jun said quietly. Of us. Ji-hoon stepped closer, tension rising. Who would want to spy on you? Min-jun didn't answer, but Ha-yun noticed the subtle way he lowered his eyes, as if the answer was already forming in his mind, and he hated it. Get in the car, he said to her again, not forceful, but urgent. Please. For the first time, the word please came out of his mouth, sounding raw. She swallowed. I don't know what's happening. I'll explain, he said, but not here. Ji-hoon grabbed her arm gently. No, you're overwhelmed. Come with me instead. We'll figure it out together. I can't protect her if she's with you, Min-jun said. And I can trust you, Ji-hoon shot back. You barely know her. Min-jun's eyes darkened. I know enough. What does that even mean? It means I noticed the moment she panicked. You didn't. The silence that followed hit harder than the crash. Ha-yun felt her throat tighten. Both of you. Stop, please. A siren wailed in the distance. Police approaching. Min-jun reached out slowly, giving her space to pull away if she wanted. Ha-yun, this situation is bigger than you think. I've been dealing with threats for months, but now they involved you. I won't let that continue. Ji-hoon looked stunned. Threats? What threats? I'm not explaining that here, Min-jun replied. Ha-yun's voice shook. Why didn't you say anything? Because you weren't supposed to be part of it. Her breath broke. None of this felt like her life anymore. Min-jun stepped even closer, eyes searching hers. I'm asking you to trust me, just this once. Ji-hoon blocked him. And I'm asking you not to run into danger you don't understand. Thunder rolled faintly over Seoul's skyline. Though the sky was still clear, she had to choose again. Her mind spun like a coin flipping in the air. Ji-hoon offered familiarity. Min-jun offered protection. Both offered danger in different shapes. Police officers began approaching the crash site. People were pointing in their direction. She didn't have time to think, so she made a decision from instinct. Raw, breathless instinct. Ha-yun stepped toward, but before her foot even landed, someone grabbed her hand from behind. A firm grip, a stranger's. She gasped and turned. A man in a black cap, face half covered, whispered urgently, Ha-yun, come with me, if you want to stay alive. Both Min-jun and Ji-hoon snapped toward them, expressions turning ice cold. But the stranger tightened his hold. I'm the one they sent to warn you, he hissed. You're not safe with either of them. Her heart stopped, and that was the moment her world truly fractured. Ha-yun's pulse thrashed against her ribs. The stranger's grip was firm, not painful but controlled, precise. He wasn't dragging her. He was waiting for her panic to crack open enough for him to move. Min-jun reacted first. Let go of her. His voice cut through the street like a blade. Ji-hoon moved next, stepping in front of Ha-yun, trying to block the stranger's path. Who the hell are you? The man didn't flinch. If I answer that here, she won't make it past the next corner. Ha-yun's breath stuttered. What do you want with me? The stranger finally met her eyes, dark, sharp, and frighteningly calm. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to get you out before the wrong person does. What wrong person? Min-jun demanded, stepping dangerously close. The one who's been watching you? The stranger said. Both of you. Ji-hoon stiffened. Why should we believe a guy who hides his face? Because the next 10 seconds decide whether she leaves this place walking or not. That froze all of them. Even the nearby crowd seemed to fade into background noise. Ha-yun whispered, voice cracking, Are you threatening me? No, the stranger said. I'm telling you the truth. Someone is coming. Someone who doesn't care who gets hurt in the process. Min-jun's eyes narrowed. If you're talking about the surveillance group, the stranger cut him off sharply. You have no idea what you're dealing with, CEO. The title hit the air like a warning shot. Ji-hoon pulled Ha-eun behind him instinctively. Stay back. The stranger gave an almost pitying laugh. You think you can protect her? You don't even know what she's caught in. I know enough, Ji-hoon bit out. You know nothing, the man snapped. She wasn't chosen at random. She was approached because she was vulnerable, predictable, easy to isolate. Ha-eun's stomach twisted. Why? Why me? The stranger didn't look away. Because of who you're standing beside. Her knees weakened. Min-jun's jaw clenched, fury rippling beneath the surface. If you touch her, I'm trying to save her, the stranger hissed. You're the one who put her in danger. Those words pierced deeper than Ha-eun expected. She looked at Min-jun, really looked, and beneath the calm surface, she saw something shatter. A guilt he'd been carrying alone. Footsteps suddenly echoed from behind them, heavy, fast, coordinated. The stranger tensed. They're early. Min-jun's posture changed instantly, CEO composure disappearing, replaced by something sharper, instinctive. Ha-eun, get behind me. Ji-hoon grabbed her other arm. No, we need to run. Not with him, Min-jun snapped. Not with you either, Ji-hoon shot back. You're the reason this is happening to her. Stop, Ha-eun cried, voice breaking. Heads turned, the footsteps grew louder. The stranger made a split-second decision. He shoved a folded paper into Ha-eun's hand. Go to this address at 9 p.m. tonight, he whispered. If you want answers, if you want to stay alive. Why should I trust? You don't have to trust me, he said. You just have to survive. Then he stepped away from her, blending into the scattering crowd just as two tall men in gray jackets appeared at the end of the street, eyes scanning, movements too synchronized to be random. Ji-hoon pulled her close. We need to leave. Now. Min-jun reached for her hand, voice low but shaking. Come with me. Please, Ha-eun. The gray jacket men started moving toward them with chilling purpose. Cars roared by. People hurried away. The world narrowed down to 3 choices and one beating heart. Ha-eun clutched the folded paper, feeling its edges cut into her palm. She turned, took a single step, and one of the gray jacket men shouted her name. Her blood froze. And that was the moment she realized she no longer had a choice at all. The shout split through the street. Ha-eun! The gray jacket man's voice was sharp, practiced, too confident, like he was sure she wouldn't get far. People around them turned, startled, but no one stepped in. No one ever did when trouble wore a calm face. Ji-hoon reacted first, grabbing her wrist. Run! But Min-jun was faster. He stepped in front of her, hand at her back, voice low but commanding. Don't look at them, move! The men started advancing, steps heavy, eyes locked solely on her. Ha-eun's breath shattered. The 3 of them broke into a run, past startled pedestrians, past neon signs flickering in daylight, into the narrow side streets of Hongdae, where graffiti and shadow tangled in chaos. Left, Min-jun ordered. Ji-hoon countered. No, right is clearer. They were arguing while sprinting, pulling her in 2 different directions. Panic spiked in her chest. Stop pulling me, she cried. But neither seemed capable of hearing anything beyond adrenaline and fear. A shout echoed behind them. The gray jacket men were faster than she expected, closing the distance, boots hitting the pavement with terrifying precision. Min-jun's hand tightened protectively around hers. This way! He pulled her down a steep alley. Ji-hoon followed close, panting, glancing behind them. They're still coming, Ji-hoon said. Who are these guys? Min-jun didn't answer. His jaw was locked, eyes burning with a fury she'd never seen before. Not the cold CEO mask. Something much more human, much more scared. Ha-eun stumbled over a curb, and Ji-hoon caught her. Careful, Min-jun shot him a look. Don't slow her down. She almost fell. That's because you keep crowding her. You're not the only one who cares about... A loud thud cut their argument. Something hit the metal shutter behind them. A warning. The grey jacket men had reached the mouth of the alley. Split up, Ji-hoon whispered. No, Min-jun said immediately. They only want her. Splitting means one of us won't be able to protect. Ji-hoon turned to Ha-un. Do you want to stay with him? I'm not making her choose right now, Min-jun snapped. She chooses when she's safe. She wanted to scream, to disappear, to wake up from this nightmare where she somehow became the center of something dangerous and invisible. Then, Min-jun suddenly stopped. He turned, grabbed her shoulders gently but firmly, and looked straight into her eyes. Ha-un, he said, breath uneven. Do you trust me? Her lips parted. Her heart trembled. She didn't know if she trusted him. She didn't know if she trusted anyone. But the grey jacket men were moving again. Ji-hoon stepped beside her, equally desperate. Trust me instead, please. I won't let anything happen to you, not again. The world spun, the alley narrowing, footsteps approaching, fear clawing at her ribs. She squeezed her eyes shut. I don't. A loud crack echoed behind them, like a metal pipe being struck. They all turned. One of the grey jacket men had picked up a broken signpost. The other pointed directly at her. There, he barked. Take the girl. The words slammed into her chest. The girl, not her name, not her face, just a target. Before Ha-un could move, Min-jun grabbed her hand and pulled her through a narrow side path barely wide enough for two people. Ji-hoon cursed and followed, shoving trash bins aside. The path opened onto another street, bustling, chaotic, alive, perfect for disappearing. But everything inside Ha-un was shaking. Min-jun stopped suddenly and turned to her again, breath ragged. Listen to me, he said. Tonight, 9 p.m. If you go to that address, don't go alone. Ji-hoon blinked. What address? Ha-un swallowed. The stranger. He gave me a paper. Show me, Min-jun said. But she hesitated. Ji-hoon saw the paper in her hand, and his expression twisted in shock and hurt. You were going to meet him. I didn't know what else to do. The grey jacket men burst into the main street behind them. No more time. Min-jun took a step closer, voice low, urgent, trembling. If you go there, he said, I'm coming with you, no matter what. Ji-hoon stepped in front of her again. And I'm not letting you face any of this alone either. People around them stared. Two men pulling in opposite directions, danger closing like a net around her life. Her phone buzzed. All three of them froze. A new message. From the unknown number again. They're close. Don't trust the wrong person. Ha-un's fingers went numb. She looked up at Min-jun, at Ji-hoon, at the men chasing her. Her world was a storm she could no longer outrun. She opened her mouth to speak, and the crowd suddenly scattered as one of the grey jacket men lunged directly toward her. And that was the moment everything snapped. The man lunged so fast, Ha-un barely saw him, just a blur of grey and cold intention slicing through the crowd. Instinct took over. She stumbled back, breath trapped in her throat. But Min-jun moved first. He grabbed her waist, pulling her behind him in one swift motion, the force so sudden she felt the air crack. The grey jacket man swung the metal signpost, but it hit the wall instead, sparks flying. Ji-hoon rushed forward. Back off! He shoved the attacker, but the man barely reacted. People screamed. A vendor dropped a box of teok skewers. Someone shouted for the police. Seoul's noise swelled into chaos. The second grey jacket man closed in from the side. Run! Min-jun barked. Ha-un's legs moved before her mind could. She sprinted down the street, heart slamming against her ribs. Min-jun grabbed her hand, pulling her into another alley, fast and focused. Ji-hoon followed behind them. This way. But the alleys twisted like a maze. Narrow turns, dim corners, neon signs reflecting off wet pavement. They skidded past a closed bar, a tiny pojangmacha covered in clear plastic, a silent row of scooters. Behind them, heavy footsteps grew louder. They're not stopping, Ha-un cried. They won't until they get you. Min-jun said, voice tight. Ji-hoon cursed. Why? What do they want with her? Min-jun didn't answer, or maybe he couldn't. They reached a dead end, a concrete wall, too high, too smooth. Ha-yoon's breath broke. No, no, no. Min-jun looked around for another exit, but there wasn't one. He pushed her gently behind him. Stay close, he whispered. Ji-hoon stood on her other side, fists clenched. You're not taking her. The grey jacket men stepped into the alley. The air shifted, cold, deliberate, dangerous. One of them pointed at her again. Come quietly. Over my dead body, Ji-hoon snapped. Over mine, Min-jun said, voice lower, steadier, terrifyingly calm. The man lifted the metal post. Ha-eun felt her entire world tilt. Then, a sharp whistle pierced the air. All four of them turned. A motorcycle rolled into the alley, engine humming low. The rider wore a black helmet, visor down. But the height, the posture, the stillness. It was him, the stranger from before. He lifted one gloved hand and pointed at Ha-eun. Get on! She shook her head, breath shaking. I can't. Ha-eun, he said, voice muffled but unmistakably firm. Now. The grey jacket men shifted, uncertain. Min-jun stepped in front of her again. She's not going anywhere until I know who you are. The stranger slid one foot onto the ground. I'm the only one here not trying to get her killed. Ji-hoon glared. You expect us to trust you? No, the stranger said, but she will die if she stays. Ha-eun's pulse pounded. Why me? Just tell me why. What do they want? The stranger hesitated. It was the first time he wavered. Finally, he said softly, because you weren't supposed to meet him. He nodded toward Min-jun. Silence crashed into the alley. Min-jun stiffened. What does that mean? The stranger ignored him, eyes locked on Ha-eun. They were observing him for weaknesses, connections, vulnerabilities. They thought he had none. Her breath caught. But then you appeared, the stranger said. A girl he stopped for in the rain. Min-jun's eyes widened, not with shock, but with realization, as if he'd known this moment was coming. The stranger extended his hand. Ha-eun, if you want answers, real ones, you need to leave. Now. Ji-hoon grabbed her arm. Please, don't go with him. Min-jun's voice cracked, barely, but fatally. Stay with me. I'll protect you. Tears stung her eyes. She felt split open between two worlds, two promises, and a danger that had swallowed her whole. The stranger whispered, softer this time. You can choose them later. Right now, choose survival. The grey jacket men tightened their grip on the pole. No more time. Ha-eun's heart screamed. She turned, grabbed the stranger's hand, and climbed onto the motorcycle. Ji-hoon shouted her name. Min-jun stepped forward, reaching for her. But the stranger throttled the engine, tires screeching against the pavement, and they shot forward into the narrow street, the world blurring around them. Wind tore through her hair. Her fingers dug into the stranger's jacket. Her heart broke with every second she left them behind. She didn't look back, but she heard Min-jun's voice echo behind her, raw, desperate, Ha-eun. And that was the moment her life changed forever.